This video tells the extraordinary story of Apple Inc., an empire that grew from just $1,350 in startup capital to become one of the most valuable businesses in human history. The foundation of Apple rests on three co-founders: Steve Jobs, the visionary marketer; Steve Wozniak, the self-taught engineering genius; and Ronald Wayne, who unfortunately sold his 10% stake for only $800 just 11 days after the company was founded. It all began in a Los Altos, California garage in 1976. The initial capital of $1,350 was raised by selling Jobs' VW van and Wozniak's HP calculator. Their first product was the Apple I circuit board, which sold for $666.66. The Apple II, launched in 1977, was a huge step forward with color graphics and a keyboard. Investor Mike Markula provided crucial capital. This period saw explosive growth, with revenue skyrocketing from $7.8 million in 1978 to $117 million in 1980, the year Apple went public. The Macintosh launched in 1984, featuring the first graphical user interface and mouse for consumers. Preceded by the costly Lisa, the Mac cemented the idea that PCs could be for everyone, selling 70,000 units in the first 100 days. The period between 1985 and 1996 marked the dark years. Jobs was ousted, and Apple struggled against cheap Windows PCs. By 1997, the stock had collapsed to about $3 per share, leaving Apple with only 90 days of cash. The greatest corporate comeback began in 1997 with Jobs' return. The 1998 iMac was a massive hit, and the Think Different campaign rebuilt Apple's cultural status. The company quickly surpassed its 1982 milestone of $1 billion in annual sales. From 2001 to 2006, the iPod and iTunes reinvented music. The iPod promised, quote, 1K songs in your pocket, while iTunes sold 1 million songs in its first week. By 2006, Apple's revenue had surged from $5.4 billion to $19.3 billion. The iPhone changed everything in 2007. Steve Jobs famously called it an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. This is one device. Apple dropped computer from its name, signaling a new era. By 2012, iPhone revenue alone exceeded all of Microsoft's revenue. The App Store and iPad era, from 2008 to 2011, built a platform empire. The App Store quickly reached 1 billion downloads. The iPad created the modern tablet market. By FY 2011, Apple's revenue hit $108.25 billion, briefly surpassing ExxonMobil as the world's most valuable company. Steve Jobs passed away on October 5, 2011. His legacy includes a product pipeline, a culture of design excellence, and a $350 billion company. His philosophy, "It's not just what it looks like, it's how it works," still guides every Apple product. Under Tim Cook's leadership from 2012, Apple focused on scale and services. The company expanded into lifestyle products like the Apple Watch and Apple Pay. In 2018, it became the first U.S. company to reach a $1 trillion market cap. Apple's revenue curve shows extraordinary growth. From $117 million at its 1980 IPO, revenue is projected to reach $416.2 billion in FY 2025, demonstrating the company's continuous exponential expansion. Key failures also shaped Apple. The Apple III was recalled immediately. The Lisa was too expensive. The Newton PDA's poor handwriting recognition was widely mocked. Mobile Me was an embarrassing stumble that prompted the development of iCloud. Apple's biggest bets paid off. The iMac saved the company. The iPod and iTunes revolutionized music. The iPhone became the most profitable consumer product ever. More recently, the App Store created a $1 trillion ecosystem, and Apple Silicon M1 redefined Mac performance. Apple Intelligence launched in 2024, integrating on-device AI across their product line with a privacy-first design. For Q1 FY 2025, Apple reported a record quarterly revenue of $124.3 billion. Meanwhile, the services segment continues to be an unstoppable engine. In FY 2025, Apple's total revenue is $416 billion, an all-time record, with $112 billion in net income. iPhone revenue remains the largest segment at $209 billion, over 50% of total revenue. Services is the fastest-growing segment, contributing $109 billion. As of May 2026, Apple's market capitalization reached $4.39 trillion, making it the most valuable company on Earth. Apple is the fastest company in history to cross the $1 trillion, $2 trillion, and $3 trillion market cap milestones. Apple's unstoppable position is built on 4 pillars: ecosystem lock-in, where each product adds value to the others; brand loyalty, with over 2 billion active devices; the services flywheel, generating high-margin recurring revenue; and the design DNA instilled by Steve Jobs. The journey from $1,350 to $4.4 trillion spans key moments: the 1976 garage start, the 1997 return of Jobs, the 2007 iPhone launch that changed everything, and the 2026 milestone, becoming the most valuable company ever. The data and information provided in this video were compiled from a variety of reliable sources, including corporate filings, financial news, and historical timelines. This video was created and curated by IdeasBeat. We specialize in short, smart content to make complex information easy to read, digest, and apply in a user-friendly way.